Hello and welcome to today's London session live trading. Let's get started, and I hope you are all doing well today. Just start sharing screen, and let's look at Forex Factory. Japanese bank holiday today, so no other news. Tomorrow we've got Euro red flag news, which may slow the market today. This is Euro USD. We'll move on from that at the moment. Come back to that one later, maybe. Just happen to have that one up. Euro CAD. So nothing on Euro CAD. Euro GBP. I haven't looked at the scanner this morning for any new scans either at the moment. This has got a buy on the 62. It's just wicked off the pitchfork. Got quarter theory above. It didn't do a break and a retest recently, so it's quite slow. It did it that was this was the move back here, but that was late in New York, oddly enough. 7 pips off. So that was that GBP going down yesterday, and we don't know what that news was, but it impacted the euro the other way. Just tidy up a markup from yesterday. Oh, that spike up there, they're behaving strangely. So that's literally just done. So that's done 12 pips just while we were talking in that 1 minute candle. So let's put a short position on here because we've got the quarter theory, the pitchfork. We have got the 62 coming up though, which is saying buy. So we've got a mix of things happening on the indicators.
GBP, JPY is just done the exact same, but the opposite way.
Weird. There's no news. My FX book also has news on it, but I don't tend to follow it. So, and I don't put orange news on either. I mean, we haven't got any kind of trend line, only back there. But let's put the pivots on. I mean, we've got an upward trend there. Oh, look at that. Wow. Well, we wouldn't have got in that anyway because we wouldn't have known. But that is super weird. Maybe we'll move on from this one then, because, well, anyway, to mark it up, we need, if it's a sell, then we need to see that break in the retest and down off both that quarter theory and that pitchfork. It's just shot up, so it needs to settle down. But the 62 is pushing it up, so it could be, I'll just put another slider on the other way, because it could be that it's, and if we did get into it, then we wouldn't get in till after the quarter theory at 0.91000. So we'll just put that like that to remind us, and we'll move on to something else. What I'll do, I'll just put an alert on there, see what happens when it comes down to that. See what happens when it comes in here. Okay. EuroCAD is dropping down to that quarter theory, but I'm not going to mark it up. I'll just see what the gap is between the pitchfork leg. Oh, 75, that's quite big, isn't it? So the 62 is coming down to the quarter theory, possible quarter theory trade as a sell then. Coming back to that one. How many pips away is it? 12 pips away. And that is off. And the 62 is curled round. So that is off a pitchfork. That's a buy pitchfork quite some time ago. Anyway, it's firmly into that scan now. But it hasn't come up. 1, 2. Doesn't come up there. Oh, that, and it came out of that sell scan. Yeah. So let me just come back on the 1 minute and put a marker on that quarter theory. EuroCAD. Let's go down the London pairs first. Euro NZD. Right outside the extensions. And I'm pretty sure I don't have a lower scan. I think this is the one I discussed yesterday or the day before, that I've got a gap there. Excuse me. So I haven't got anything for that to move into at the moment, unless there's some new scans on the scanner that anyone's seen. So I haven't looked this morning on new scans. I'll have a look in a minute, but we'll just see if we can go through and see what we can find first. So that's still going down. So we need to wait for that to ping back in, or find another scan at the moment, or put a second pitchfork on. But I just want to go through the pairs at the moment. Get rid of that. Euro NZD. USD, Euro USD, GBP CAD, GCAD. Oh God, look at that. So we've got the same thing happening this morning. GBP going down, Euro going up. So here's a break. It's not very good, is it, when we try and get into something after there's been a volatile little spike, but there we do have that sell. So we've got, it's just done that 20 pip move, rejected off. We've got the 62 going down. So I'll just do this on demo because it's just happened quickly. That is GCAD, so we need a 15 pip on that. Want to wait for price to turn. Oh, so you've got the correct candle. But that's quite a move down. What happened on Euro then? That's coming down now. So that the 62 never crossed over the blue. It stayed going downward right from two days ago. Was that yesterday? Yesterday, end of market. Oh, that's moving too fast for me. Very wicky, isn't it? Where's my JFX? As I'm on demo, I'll just put it on demo. Let's get going again. I'm a bit off the pitchfork as well. CAD JPY. I've forgotten about that one. That was something we did. When did we do that one? That was on the 21st. Well, I never would have been still in that one. I'll have a look at that later, see what happened. Right, GCAD. Minus 3.4. I'll close that one. So if that, what profit is on that? Oh, that wouldn't have been bad, would it? 275. But I wouldn't have been in that long anyway. I better look at that one later though, see what I was doing there. CAD JPY. 79.687. 79.977. And that's about 30 pips. So we're in profit on GCAD. As I say, a little bit volatile, that one. What price did I get? Price was 1.70379. And then I like to put the slider bars on. It's just the way I do it. Don't have to do it like this, just because I'm doing it at home every day. 379, so that'd be 279. So I know 7032279. So I know to put my alert on. Oh no, 15. I want 15 pip on this one. It's 1-to-1, and this is a 15 pip stop loss. 27279.229. And then I just leave it alone.
Sorry, Sarah, I've just popped on. Is GCAD, are you in a buy or a sell for that?
A sell, but I'm only doing it on demo. I'm just warming up again this week.
No, that's fine.
And also it was very volatile. The euros have just shot up and the GBP's down. That just did 20 pips while we were talking about it on the 1 minute candle. Then a long wick, very long wick on that sell candle, but it was below quarter theory. It was below the pitchfork line. It had come off. It had come off the pitchfork just right on the edge of whether I would say a trade's run away from me. So got in about 5 pips off it, but just on demo.
Yeah, that's perfect.
They know.
Pleasure, thank you.
Okay, so I've just set the alert on the 15 pips on GCAD, and I'm just running down the London pairs at the moment. So GA, pitchfork quarter theory and the 62 all playing together, very fast pair, coming down towards the outer extensions of this scan. So given that it's crossed over there in Tokyo, did that little spike up, which we've just seen on the other GB, spike down, which we've seen on the other GBP pairs, I'd expect that to carry on down. So let's put our markers on. But the problem with this one is this price trap between the pitchfork and the quarter theory. I think Chance mentioned that the last session that I was on, about how price can just get caught in this area. So what it's doing now, it could just do that for several hours. So certainly you would absolutely not get into this for a sell unless you had a very solid break and a retest, so you don't get caught in all that sludge going along there. So I'll just put that, and it's a fast pair, so that's always 15. I can't cover the pitchfork. Yes, I can, sorry, pitchfork and quarter theory. Just put that down to there. So this is probably coming down to the end of the Elliott wave. Normally you'd expect it to come down if this is the first time it's completed this scan. Let's have a look what's happening on EuroCAD.
So that GBP AUD you marked up,
Yeah.
on mine it's not reached the median point yet.
Right. Oh, okay. Thanks.
I don't know if we've got the same chart marked up.
Yeah, I might not have. I'll have a look. So
it's
that's
quite a recent one, yesterday sort of scan.
Oh, I haven't done any yesterday, so I better have a look at that. That was on which one?
GBP AUD. There's a fresh scan for GBP AUD, GBP NZD, and GBP CAD. They're quite big ones as well, plus 200 pips.
GN and GCAD.
Yeah, and GA.
GA, GN, and GCAD. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that does affect it, especially if they're big scans.
All going for buys.
Right. So that's the market pushing the GBP down before it goes up then, but then the euro's responding the other way. Okay, well that does affect those three then. So let me move on to something that hasn't got a new scan, and I'll come back and do those. So if it's got a new scan, then that means it's reached the end of its Elliott wave then, so the new scan's taken over. That's what we're saying. So we'll leave that one at the moment then, because it's turned for a buy. Thanks for that. So you probably wouldn't want to get in for a sell at the moment unless the D point carries on slipping. But I need to look at the scans. So let me look at GJ, which hasn't got a new scan on it. So nothing doing for us here. That's just done 31 pips on a 1 minute candle. And I haven't got that in a scan at the moment. It's got to come back down into that one. And I don't know if it's going to do that because the other GBP pairs were saying are buys at the moment, and you can see the orange has gone up above there. But anyway, I'm out of that scan till it comes into this green one, which is over 100 pips away on GJ. So I'll run through some pairs which aren't London pairs once I finish the rest of the ones that haven't got the new scans. Euro JPY. Get rid of that old markup. So this is quite a big scan, isn't it? That's 80. So again, we could take a quarter theory trade, but we're waiting for that 62 to come down past that quarter theory.
Is it your birthday today, Sarah?
Am I what?
Is it your birthday today?
No, I'm going out tomorrow up to the lake. Tomorrow.
Oh.
Thank you. Yeah, having the day off. Yeah, it should be lovely. Oh, it's lovely up there. It's like this big water reservoir, so it's like all Germanic, these lovely trees and conifer trees and blue water, lovely lakeside beach. It's beautiful. Absolutely love it. Trend line, let me just change the color. Take that extension off. So we're waiting for a break and a retest off quarter theory. $10 pip stop loss. Let's look on the 15-minute just to see what. So you've got like almost like a double top rejection there, haven't you, off that pitchfork? I don't trade this one too much. I tend to stick to the pairs we've been going through, but I just haven't looked at this for a few days. Right. And that was off. There's that. That was a scan down there. Oh, so again, another one where it came out of the scan. It's playing into an older scan. Oh no, I'd put a second pitchfork on this one, where you do out in the middle of nowhere and then XA, and then you line it up with either the C or the D, but it must go in the opposite direction of the scan that you're placing it on. It can't go in the same direction. So that was a sell scan, so therefore I'd lined it up with the C point. If you can't get a C or a D touch, you then just do what you call best fit. So I now would be looking to see that it has respected my second pitchfork, that it's still valid for me to play off it. And you can see that it's got all those touches there. It's okay along there. It's okay, all those touches there. So I'm fairly happy. I wouldn't play around with it now in terms of moving it. That looks okay to me, and you can see it's respected it up there and here. So I'm happy with that as a second pitchfork. So I'll come back to the 1 minute. But don't do second pitchforks if you're confused. You can always ask me for a Zoom call to go through one. They're a bit more advanced. If you want to practice, then let me know. We can do a session on that if we can find some to do. So we'll mark up this.
We're just waiting for a break and a retest now, Sarah.
Yes, on this one. Because we've got this, well, we'd like to see the 62 come down a bit more. Break and a retest, it's a quarter theory trade. I've got that 1 minute trend. We're just looking for what else have we got. So I can't put, can I put a fib on that? I haven't really got a fib on that. So we're looking as well for our third confirmation, aren't we? But we'll come back to it if it moves, because it's rejecting off that quarter theory at the moment. So I'm wondering if this is going to, whether we're waiting for it to come back up and then come back up to that 62 and then drop down again. Let me just put that on. Let me look at the hull. Of course, we've got Japanese bank holiday today, but the euro is still playing. You're all right if one of the pairs is still playing, but it is Japanese bank holiday. So that is going down. So you can choose, if you want to, you can choose to avoid bank holiday pairs. I certainly do if it's a US bank holiday, because I just find the market's dead. Well, that's going off now. So if we waited for a 10 pip break, if we waited that much, it'd be down, because the euros moved yesterday, even though it was, we had some they played out very well, 2 of those euro moves yesterday. But the break for me on one, was it EuroCAD, one of the buys, it was only like 5 or 6 pips, and I wasn't sure about that. 123.899 or 123.900 for a 10 pip break and retest like this. If you want to wait for a bigger one. That's a bit, something like that. Happening on our plus 8.1 on GCAD, 8.2. Which is interesting because that's got the new scan on it, isn't it? GCAD. So that has come down quite nicely. But you can see, look how it did. You see, you can think, okay, that was a bit of a volatile example because it did that big move on the 1 minute candle and then that long wick. But look how it did come back and give you that opportunity for entry there. So it did the 10 pip break in the retest. So that happens to me a lot where I think the trade's running away with me and I think, oh, I've got to get into it. But if you're patient, there's your break and retest. And it is a hard one to judge because sometimes, as we've seen, you can get that break of under 10 pips, but it still makes the very nice move that you wanted. So remember, GCAD is a volatile pair, so you're going to get those retraces back for quite a few pips. So once it gets to 10 pips, you then want to think you've got your 62 and your quarter theory up there. You need to give it room to breathe. So you probably wouldn't move it to a 1 pip stop loss. This is 15 pips, by the way, sorry. Because you might get taken out of the trade. You might want to start running it down from your 15 pip stop loss as your 62 and quarter theory. You want to protect your trade, give it room to breathe. So you need to be running it down slightly past the 62 or keeping it behind a 1 minute trend line. That's a bit wide, so I probably pick up, don't put it on current price. I wouldn't have had all this when I was marking it up, so I would have followed that line there, and then I'd be keeping that as my 1 minute trend to look
You're a
at.
JPY coming up for the retest now as well. It's
Oh,
not done 10 pips, so it's done about 7.
Oh, okay. Well, I think Chance says 7's about okay, doesn't he? Thank you for that. Let's come and have a look at that. Yeah. So quite a wick off that buy candle. Let's look at the half-hour candle. I tend to look at, I don't do every trade, but half-hour candles and the hourly close candle. So a strong sell candle, that was your open, the body at the top there. The wick denotes the highest price that it achieved, and then that's your close down there, right on quarter theory. But the new half-hour candle is opening below the quarter theory, which is nice. And the same on the 15 minute. So when we're looking down the time frames of the candles, what we're saying is over what period of time would be safe to stay in the sell. So on the 15 minute, it's saying it's opened below the quarter theory and it's a sell candle. But if, say, we looked on the hourly, it might say that it was going up into a blue. And come back down to the 1 minute. Okay, well, I'll get in that on demo then, just so we start. Oh, and I'm minus 2.5. And I'm probably a bit sloppy on my entries as well today. Put that, oh, I've got it up there, minus 1.1. Because ideally, it's nice to be lined up so that you get in. Chance is very good at doing it very fast. So you get every single pip that you can, because we're working at such precise level on the 1 minute. Let me check the price I got. Euro 123.977 below quarter theory, which is what you would want. You wouldn't want a price where you've got in above that 124.000. And then the way I like to do it, get rid of that other line in a minute. 123977. Oh, it's kind of quite a way down. That could also be a bit of spread. I was talking as well. I'm going to get rid of that one. One, 2, 3, 9, 7, 7. Profit level. Just set it to the 20, but remember we're always looking to the next major level if we can. Which in this case is a very nice level of, not sure Euro JPY will go down that far and it's bank holiday. Looks like it might not do something like that. 123.500. So I'm only on demo on this, but what were our confirmations? We had a break and a retest. There was a wick off that buy candle. It wasn't quite 10 pips. It was only about 7. We've got price below the 62. We've got the 62 and the quarter theory in our stop loss box. And we've got that 1 minute trend line, but we haven't really got a big trend line here. So, you know, in terms of confirmations, I'm still looking to see where our third confirmation is on this one, really, because I can't put a fib on it either. I haven't got channel touch. So, it probably wouldn't matter, because we saw, you know, we've seen that, well, that's not really a very solid break, is it? But we'll see how that one plays out. See what we're doing on the JFX. Plus 7.8 on GCAD, minus 2.4 on the euro. And once we're in trades like this, correlating pairs, don't get into more than one of the same pair, because you're doubling your risk, although they might move the same way. We just don't do that. So let's look at something else.
GCAD's on extensions on mine, and it's just consolidating up and down.
Maybe we've got different scans then, have we?
Yeah, I think that's the newer, bigger one.
Who, yours is?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because I can see that consolidating now.
Yeah, basically consolidating between the two outer extensions, and that's it.
Yeah. But where's your D point then? What price?
I'll go and find it.
Thank you. I think I'll come over to the scanner.
$1.70354.
Yeah, right where we are. Oh, might be interesting to draw this one up for us then.
What relevance does that have then, the D point, to where we are in price now?
I want to know where your new D point is on the buy.
Oh, as in whether we're going to go above it or below it? Okay.
No, just see where the new scan was, but then I've decided to come over and see if we've got time to draw the scan, because your D point, if it's a buy scan, is going to be the bottom of where I am at the moment, and it's going to be, price is going to be coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, mine is as well, Sarah. 7.354.
Yeah. Right. So I'll 1 hourly. Can't see a G. Oh, that's scanner trader. So on traders way. Can't see a new G cab one. Was that on the hourly? No, I can't see one. You sure that's still valid? It was a big scan, I suppose. Oh, there it is, GCAD Gartley. That one. Well, I don't know how I've missed that one from the 16th of July.
No, this was yesterday. I think it was Brian that.
Well, I can't see it.
Never said.
That's eluded me. Oh, he's like a little ferret though, the way he looks through these things. He finds all sorts. Well, I'm not seeing that one. So I would never pick that up unless someone pointed it out. Oh, I saw Brian's. I suppose I could look in. I could look in here.
Yeah, it was on your. It's actually on your Facebook page from yesterday. It's a GCAD M30 Gartley.
Oh. All right, well. Oh, GCAD Gartley. That's not that one. Well, I just can't see it.
Look on your Facebook page, Sarah.
All right. But people haven't put the.
It's right at the top.
Okay. That must be this one. This one then. But that's a cell scan.
No, keep going.
That's cell scans.
It's right at the top. It's the very first entry.
That's then said DJPY. That's the last one.
On my there's something weird with your Facebook. On mine, it's the very first one at the as you open your page. Very first post.
What, in the members in the Harmonic Pitchforks group?
Yeah.
Just reload it then. Well, it's not on mine.
There might be one from the 22nd of July, but it doesn't seem like it's on any of the brokers anymore.
No, it's not on them. I can't see it.
It says 18 hours ago, Sarah. Brian Willens shared a link 18 hours ago.
Well, Brian's nothing but trouble. He really is. I'm joking. It's not on any of the scans anymore. Well, we won't waste any more time on that.
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just put the link in. I'll just put the link in the chat, shall I?
Thank you.
Great.
Let's come back to the 1 minute. We've got the last 10 minutes. Does anyone want me to look at any particular pairs in the last 10 minutes? Well, I've still got the 62 coming down very nicely. So at this point, my stop profit would be coming down like that, because I've got a nice, still got a nice strong downward momentum on the 62. And I would be, how many pips behind is that? That's 4 pips. So I'm dragging that down. I'd stay about 3 pips behind. I'm behind the pitchfork as well. So that is actually, that's turned out to be a very nice trade, that one. Saying 5.8, because I was in slightly late. Oh, whoops, I didn't put the stop loss in on that, Euro JPY. Even if I was on demo, so I would have been out the trade on that one. So if you remember on this one, we said we weren't sure we had the 3 confirmations and it's curled round. So it wasn't solid enough. It was a small break. I couldn't put a fib on, a channel touch. So it just shows you, doesn't it? Usually if you've got 2 confirmations, there will be a third one there, but I can't see a third one on this one. I'm pretty sure my second pitchfork, I was happy with that. I can't see any. I'm looking for other, see if I've hidden them. What other pitchforks have I got that might be now coming into play?
How would you use the trend line as a confirmation?
Well, you do the break and the retest, or if price is running down, if we're in a sell, you want price to be underneath your 1 minute trend. So one of your possible exit confirmations is if price is broken to the upside of that 1 minute trend line and then up above the 62 like it has there, you then be coming out of the trade. But what I'd be looking at, and this is what we didn't have, was to be able to put a 1 minute trend up there. So if you got that break and the retest to the downside, then you'd know that the price was breaking for a sell. Okay, that's how we use the trend lines.
So your first trend line told you it was going to be a buy, really, because it had broken it and was going back up.
Well, correct. But at the time when I drew it, we were already down in the trade. When you were looking at entry for the trade, we wouldn't have had all this to the right, would we?
No, fair enough.
You see what I mean? So you have both your entry line and then your trade trend line, because they're different, aren't they? Once you're in the trade, you can move your trend line.
The question that I asked about painting the C point, it's on the 4 hour time frame, and the difference in candles is like 4 candles. So there's like a 16-hour difference between.
Oh yeah, which prayer was that?
I'd have to have a look again. Just a minute.
Yeah, I was just looking on my phone when I saw that, so I didn't look at it in the magnification.
Yeah, I've got 2 computer screens when I did it, and it seemed much easier than looking on your phone. It's shit, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah. Just for me, anyway. $13.2, 13 on GCAD minus, well, we're out with that Euro one anyway. Oops. We're done there. Which pair was that? Have you found it? So Euro GBP is going for the buy.
NJ it was.
NJ on the 4 hourly. When did you draw? Is that a new scan though? Because I won't have that, will I?
No.
let me have a look on here then.
Because I've set mine up so that all mine are on Oanda for pitchforks, but everyone else seems to use FX choice, and it seems on some of them it makes quite a lot of difference.
Oh, I know Chance and Samantha talk about that, and I get in a bit of a muddle about that. You're meant to be, you're meant to use the nearest broker to your own, aren't you? Because they vary, but they
It makes sense. Yeah.
they
Do you
have.
know?
He has said ages ago in one of his calls, and I forget which way round it is. So we do need to. It is an important point. He uses Oanda for one and FX for the other. So that is a question that we need to ask in one of his chats.
All right.
Yeah, because I've never quite got to grips with that, and it's a very important
All got
point.
written down in a book, so you could cross-reference it, because going through hours and hours of videos is quite. Yeah.
Well, we can always ask him the question, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
So this one, the 4 hourly, that is Trader's Way on the NJ.
Yeah, and then if you look on TradingView on Oanda, then that candle where the C is, that doesn't exist. It doesn't do that. It's like half as big as that. So all the ones that are lower are like 3 candles away.
th of July at midnight it was. Um, 23rd, 22nd, 21st, 20th, 19th. So this is your weekend changeover, isn't it? Because this is.
Yeah, it's when it jumps back in again at like 8 o'clock or whenever it is.
So 17th of July was last Friday. So that's why it's got difficult, isn't it? Because that's it's over the weekend. So yeah, you do get some scans like that, and this isn't a very good scan. This last one I've got. If you got that one, so that's gone straight up there. It doesn't look very good to me, this scan. I haven't got any other scans behind it. So there's no easy answer on that one. I've had several scans where it's over the weekend, where it's the market gap, and I don't know what you do about that. You just have to pick the low point. So come down.
Go with it, would you? Because it probably doesn't comply with the harmonic. The harmonics are based on Fibonacci again, aren't they? So if you're moving the points around, it suddenly doesn't correlate probably.
I find it very difficult when you, exactly as you said, I've had one scan which I gave up with in the end, and I showed it to Brian, and I can't even remember which one it was. It was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I literally must have spent about half an hour or an hour trying to get it to work, and I thought, I just can't do this one. And it was exactly because of that weekend changeover. Just couldn't get the points to line up, whatever I did. So I just gave up with it. So that doesn't.
Maybe delete the pitchfork, do you? Because you could end up having it in the background and thinking it's valid, and then
I delete the whole thing.
Yeah, you just
because it's better safe than sorry on this. You can't muck around with it, can you? With this strategy, no. It's so precise. So you can't work off invalid pitchforks. I mean, clearly. So I don't like, personally speaking, I don't like the look of this scan, because my gut feeling is I want to move my D point up to there. Anyway, I can't see a new scan, so I'm looking for old ones. So that would probably stop me trading this one until it came back down and started to respect it again. Because that looks to me like it's, you know, it's not, it's too shallow.
Yeah, that's true. Does
So,
AUD USD come up much?
what have I got on the speed on the AUD USD?
I think it came up as 7 if I looked earlier.
No, I've got it as a 2.
A
Very,
2,
very slow pair.
Right.
Let's have a look at it.
Because I haven't got that or any. I've only got one CHF pair.
I gave you the ones that I had, didn't I?
What's that?
CHF pair scans that I had.
No?
Oh, someone asked for them.
Yeah, have them. That would be good.
Hang on a minute. If I come in here, might be a bit slow because of Zoom. Come back to it when it's made its mind up. I've got them. I've got some. I haven't got everything, but not because I haven't got them, but because they don't exist. Not as far back as. Right, AUD USD. Object tree. Oh, I've got a few. Come back to the hourly. So it is in that scan at the moment here. So there was one from 6th of July I've got that you can have after this.
Thanks.
Yeah, and there's some more here. And this one, the scan it's in at the moment, is from May. So I've got them if you want them. Tell me what you tell me. I can give them to you. And then we'll just go back. Oh, that's still. I'll give them to you afterwards.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Cheers.
So do you want it in the messenger chat then? Or shall I put them in the post in the Harmonic scanner group?
That would be better.
Okay. So you want AUD USD and the any CHF ones?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I need those as well, Sarah, please.
Right. So that's Warren and John. If I tag you, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Cheers.
Okay, so let's just finish by looking where we are with this. Minus 16 on that euro and gone down to 8.2 on GCAD. So you're right, that's just playing in it. So I need to look for these scans. I need to look for those 3 scans and I need to do the charts for you. Any others we want to just run back through? That's the Euro GBP has gone for the buy. That's
Trade silver and gold much?
sorry?
Trade silver and gold much? Because they come.
I did do a little bit of silver and I lost on that. It's slow. Gold I did well on, then I did not so well on. I'm not adverse to gold at all. I just haven't got time to think about it and concentrate on it. It is in my mind for the future. I know chance doesn't bother with it. And also I did oil, but that didn't end too happily after a while. So I decided I was never going to trade oil again.
Fair enough.
It's great when it works, but when it doesn't work, it's painful.
You got burned.
I did, yeah. And I thought, sorry, better leave that one alone.
Chance was talking about trading news, wasn't he? Because
Oh, he doesn't. They don't do it live so much anymore, but that used to be great fun, because if you follow it along, every time you get red news and you, I'll stop sharing now if you tell me if you want to see anything else. I was just going to look at the chat. You will have a fake out candle on the 1 minute candle before the, so say you've got news at 2:30, the 1 minute candle before it fakes out the other way. So you set your stop loss for both a buy and a sell, and then you have to enter the price on the correct way it goes. You just wait for it to confirm, and then you can make 50, 60 pips. But he doesn't seem to do it on his live sessions anymore. And it's not one that I want to do on my own. You can do, but it is great fun. Thank you very much, Warren, for those. I'll just copy that. No, today is Thursday. There's only the psychology call today, which is 7 p.m. UK time. That's how they finish the week. That's always Chance doing that. Okay, everyone. So I'm going to end the meeting now. I'm slightly over time, and I'll post those charts for you and update my own. So have a good day.
thank you very much, Sarah.
Okay.
Thanks, Sarah.
Bye.